Hi, my name is Mike Bryant. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to learn self-hypnosis. Why would you even want to learn it? Why not do meditation or mindfulness? I'm going to talk about the differences between other forms of relaxation and meditation and mindfulness practices, and explore why self-hypnosis has something unique to offer. I should mention also that I'm the co-author of 2 hypnosis books, Hypnotherapy for Dummies and Self-Hypnosis for Dummies. So it's an area I've been working with for quite a while. So this workshop overview will involve, first of all, explaining what hypnosis is. There are a lot of myths, a lot of misconceptions about what it is and isn't. We're also going to look at the frequently asked questions around hypnosis, how it works, and then I'm going to conclude with a demonstration of self-hypnosis. And this is something so easy that you can do it 5 minutes a day, and it will, provide a lot of benefits. And right at the end, I'm going to specifically talk about developing your own hypnosis scripts. Scripts are like little programs or little suggestions for change, therapeutic change, that you can devise yourself. Most people start learning hypnosis by downloading scripts that other people have written around anxiety management, around overcoming fears and removing blocks. But towards the end, we're going to talk about how you can develop your own customized, personally tailored hypnosis scripts. So, first of all, what is hypnosis? If I were to say to you it's an induced state of altered consciousness, that might sound not very helpful. But another way of looking at it is it's where you're thinking and you're feeling, your thoughts and your emotions are separated. So we work with the conscious mind, the part that deals with quantitative thought, logical thought, and the unconscious mind, the part of you that deals with emotions, not words, not numbers, but body sensations, images. And that's sort of the fundamental starting place for understanding consciousness and hypnosis, at least from the model that most hypnotherapists work from. Here's an image of the brain, left brain, right brain, and how brain hemispheres are thought to divide different activities between the right brain activities of creativity, imagination, holistic thinking, intuition, arts, rhythm, nonverbal feelings, visualization, all sorts of feeling things, emotional things, whereas the left brain deals more with logic, analysis, sequencing, linear thought, numbers, language, facts, words, and so forth. So I mentioned we would discuss frequently asked questions about hypnosis, because most people who work as hypnotherapists have to deal with a lot of fears and misconceptions about it, and ways that talking therapists of other types of therapy and counseling forms don't have to. So one of the biggest fears is, will I lose control if I'm hypnotized? No, absolutely not. What if I don't come out of hypnosis? You always wake up under hypnosis. It's not that different from daydreaming or being bored when someone suddenly says something like, were you listening to me? Or in the case of hypnotherapy, open your eyes now. Will I reveal private issues under hypnosis? No. You're totally under control. Hypnotherapy can't make you do anything you don't want to do. And in this case, we're learning self-hypnosis anyway, so less of an issue. Will I fall asleep? No, but at times it may feel like sleep. I would say that this is more if you're being hypnotized by someone. When you do it to yourself, you stay in fairly light states where you're, aware of your surroundings, but maybe focusing inwards more. Some myths about hypnosis. I can't stress enough really the distinction between stage hypnosis, which is an entertainment form, versus clinical hypnotherapy, which we're talking about. Most people, including myself, were initially made aware of hypnosis through stage acts, which are basically entertainment, the opposite of what we're interested in clinical hypnotherapy, which is more therapeutic, about problem solving, about helping someone identify why they can't achieve what they want to achieve. So there couldn't be a bigger difference between the two. In fact, most clinical hypnotherapists have to sign an ethical code to never be involved with stage hypnosis. You'll always have a free will. Hypnosis does not make you do anything against your will. So the myth being that the opposite, that someone's controlling you. No, nothing could be further from the truth. With hypnosis, no one can make you do anything you don't want to do. And hypnosis is distinct from sleep, and it's distinct from meditation. Even though the root of the word hypnosis is the Greek word for sleep, we're talking about something different, and we're talking about a difference in different process in meditation. Although physiologically, if someone meditating and someone doing self-hypnosis or being hypnotized or having EEG brain readouts, they would look identical. But the context for meditation and hypnosis are the main distinctions. How hypnotherapy works. We want to talk about understanding the distinction between the conscious and the unconscious mind, which we've sort of referenced earlier. But basically, with the concept of conscious and unconscious, which comes from Freud, is basically that the conscious mind is limited. It's thinking of problem solving. It's sort of the limited part of your mind, the part that people refer to when they say we only use 10% of our brain. This is the part that's really important, obviously. It deals with quantification, counting, logic, what you do when you're working out measuring or distinguishing height, depth, width, things like that. Looking for patterns. That's the conscious mind. It's the part that thinks it's in control. The unconscious is that nonverbal, pre-verbal part of you, the image-making part of you, the part that deals with the body, emotions. So the part that's less boundary, the larger part of you that is considered where memories reside, where fantasies reside, where you have access to a rich range of inner resources of what would it be like if the problem were resolved. How would I feel if I felt free, if I felt relaxed, if I felt safe? You ask these questions to the unconscious and you get an image. You ask these questions to the conscious and oftentimes you get limiting thoughts. What is trance? Trance is an essential part of hypnosis. It's the altered state of consciousness that comes about when you relax. It's a word that often can bring up all sorts of different connotations to different people. But basically, when a hypnotherapist talks about trance, we're talking about a state where you lessen the grip of the conscious mind and bring forward the unconscious. That sort of what happens when you daydream or when you're trying to recall something, tracing your steps, for example, to find where did I put my keys when I came into the house. You go through the path that you took when you came into the house. Or if someone says to you, a friend perhaps says to you, hey, do you remember last Saturday when we went somewhere and I said to you something? You go back in your memory and try to retrieve these memories of what your friend said to you. And this is very similar to what we do when we ask someone under trance to imagine what it would be like if the problem were gone. So when you go into these more relaxed states, you go through various levels of beta, theta, alpha, gamma brainwaves. just like you do every night when you sleep. And this is when the grip of the conscious mind becomes less, and that dreamy part of you, that image-making part of you, is more dominant, like when you daydream or when you go into a deep dream at night. Although in hypnosis, it's never about depth of trance. It's more about just slightly loosening the logical, rational part of your mind so you can think outside the box. So everyday examples of trance might involve boredom, reading, where you make the page come alive as you're reading it, daydreaming, remembering something, watching TV. When you watch TV, what are you doing? You're looking at sort of a light bulb with speakers on it, but you're reacting physically to the television program, spacing out, fantasizing, and so forth. I referred to the different brainwave states. So in trance or in regular consciousness, we go through these different states. Beta is wide awake, 12 to 40 hertz of electrical activity emanating from your brain. Theta, relaxed, creative visualizing, 6 to 12 hertz. And these are measurable electrical brainwaves that an EEG machine can measure. Alpha, awake and dreamy. Delta, deep sleep. We don't need deep sleep for hypnosis. We can even do quite impressive things with hypnosis at the theta state. But what we do want is a lessening, a loosening of the beta state into at least theta, if not theta or alpha. But this is how we begin to plant seeds of change, images of change. So typically, here's how hypnosis works. In any given hypnotherapy session, if you were to go to see a hypnotherapist, you would go through these formal stages. But these can also be done on your own. There's the first stage is the induction part. This is usually where, not unlike meditation, not unlike mindfulness, we focus on breath, usually. We focus on getting you to breathe from your abdomen. Even now, if you sit back and expand your rib cage, start to breathe out slowly. And imagine that with each out breath, you're relaxing all parts of your body from the top of your head, all the way down your face, all the way down the back of your head and neck. We'll do this later in the demonstration. But even now, if you begin to slow your breathing and relax your body, you can enter a very light trance state as I'm speaking to you. You can breathe slower, relax all parts of you, and gradually this will become a deeper state as we go on, a deeper state of relaxation where you can feel relaxed in your mind and your body. And this is what we call deepening the trance. So at some point where the hypnotherapist or you, if you're doing self-hypnosis, feel you're at a relaxed enough place, you can give yourself a suggestion. This is the therapy part. And by suggestion, often this can be as simple as an image where you're looking in front of you and you're seeing what it is you want more of, having achieved the goal already and feeling it in your body. This is the therapy part. So for one person, it could be that they're handing in their assignment and then, like a time lapse, they get the assignment back with a really good grade on it. Or they see themselves getting on an airplane if someone has fears of traveling. Or they see themselves walking past in a supermarket the confectionery section into the healthy eating section if eating bad food or sweet sugary foods is an issue that you want to overcome. Seeing yourself having achieved the thing already is the therapy part. And then typically at the end of all this in hypnotherapy suggestion, we would give what we call ego strengthening suggestions, so, which are sort of blanket suggestions to feel more optimistic, more relaxed, and general things to sort of top it off. And then finally awakening. So these are the stages of a typical hypnosis session. Not every session involves all of them, but These would be the main categories of what we'd be looking at with hypnosis. So I'm going to stop here. This is the sort of end of the theory part of how hypnosis works and what it is. And in part 2, we're going to actually do a demonstration where I show you how to hypnotize yourself. And we'll walk through an entire session involving these stages of induction, deepening of the trance, suggestions. And the suggestion will be simply that you find it easier each day to practice self-hypnosis to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Ego strengthening and then awakening. So that's coming in part 2.